what's happening with abortion now in the United States, Planned Parenthood facilities are beginning to shut down in other states. But in the state of California, they are growing. Just recently, we had 112 Planned Parenthoods. Now, just recently, we now have 113 Planned Parenthoods. Abby Johnson shares in her book, Unplanned, that when she was a director of Planned Parenthood, the more people that would show up and pray outside of those Planned Parenthoods, the more canceled appointments would happen. The workers would become more uncomfortable because of the loving, peaceful witness that pro-lifers shared. But so we have to be out there. We have to be stepping up. And so I ask and exhort all of you to please get out there. Pray. Pray is fun. Pray is wonderful. It's kind of the easiest thing you're ever going to do. You're having a conversation with God. And so our next speaker, she is the campaign coordinator for the Pasadena 40 Days for Life, and she's going to talk about that campaign and invite all of you again to join in getting involved with pro-life work. Elizabeth Gale Boydston.
Hi. First of all, I'm used to being behind the lens, in front of my computer researching, and when Catherine asked me to do this, everybody I know, my husband, my priest, peaceful protest, peaceful is rarely an adjective that's used with me. As everyone's mentioned, they are in their school systems. If you want the curriculum or anything like that, I have spent a great deal of time researching the curriculum in Pasadena specifically. But what I really want to talk to you guys about right now is that all of you are here. Okay, rallies are easy. We had a rally in August. We had almost 300 people. Rallies are great to be inspired. I go to Planned Parenthood every day at 7 o'clock. I pray the daily office, I say a rosary, and I am often there by myself for hours. I shouldn't be there for hours. This is not the time to be silent. This is not the time to be invisible. It is not scary. We have signs if that makes you feel more comfortable. We have people who just basically pray going in front and on the side. They have 3 entrances. 3. The most that we really can do is to have enough people to be at each of those driveways. 2 of them are on Belvedere. There's stairs entrance at the front, and then there's another driveway. You don't think they divert people when they see me? I want them to not be able to divert anyone. They are entrenched in our city, especially the mayor supports them. Senator Liu gave Dr. Gatter the award for women in excellence of science last year. Excellence in science. It's appalling. I told her that on her Facebook page. And she asked me to leave comments like that, send them directly to her office. It's Facebook, post whatever you want. They're watching us, we need to watch them. Go to their websites. It's appalling. They've changed it a lot since these tapes came out, these recordings. They have apps geared toward 13 and 14-year-olds. What kind of sex partner are you going to be? They have e-zines like sexetc.com, afraidtoask.com. It's awful, and they are marketing to our kids. They're going to give them birth control. You think that they're going to give them something that's good? No, they're going to give them the pill, because what child is going to remember to take that pill every day? No one. Okay? So we have to show up at the board meetings. The school board hates me. By the end of last year, the education department at Planned Parenthood refuses to take my call. I have information I'd be very glad to share with you that you would be appalled at the curriculum. But what I want to say today, are we really too busy to show up for an hour for the babies? For babies who are being slaughtered and harvested? I spend a lot of time reading, and I came across something very interesting, and that's that, and a lot of people have been duped. Actually, all of us have been duped. There was a woman who's been walking by Planned Parenthood for 20 years. She always thought it was a place to adopt a child. This is a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and it's written by his niece with her reflections. he was somebody who was also duped. He was one of the people who thought, gosh, this is a great society. He didn't know what Margaret Sanger wanted. He was assassinated before it came to light. But this is written from his letters while he was in jail, in prison. I say today that we as Christians must press on in the conviction that we are a colony of heaven. We are called to obey God rather than man. Though small in number, we must remain big in commitments. We must be too God intoxicated to be astronomically intimidated. They want to intimidate us. Anyway, he didn't say that. By our effort and example, may God use us as imperfect vessels that we are to bring an end to such ancient evils as abortion, racism, and oppression. Everybody's got an hour. I hate the heat. I've never been in the heat this much in a long time. Redhead, don't like the heat. Certainly you guys can meet me. I live literally 2 blocks away from the place. Text me, call me if you're uncomfortable. Everybody is telling me this is the first time they've done this. It's the first time in a long time that Pasadena has been involved, because Pasadena, it's the greatest thing in the world. It's not. Show up. This is my first time. As I said, Catherine asked me, and I did look behind myself because I couldn't believe it, but I found it both exhausting and fulfilling. But gosh, we could really use your help. Fridays are surgical abortions, Tuesdays are chemical abortions. We need to contact our emergency pregnancy clinics. We need to help them. Offer to paint their buildings, because they're usually the dark, dingy places. Planned Parenthood looks beautiful. I walked on their property once accidentally, and there's this building that from the outside looks just very gray and bland. It looks like maybe it's a storage unit. You walk in that parking lot, not when they're there, because that would be trespassing. It's got this beautiful porch and nice glass doors. It says welcome. These girls are being taken advantage of. If this place offered health care, they would offer prenatal health care. And they don't. In their curriculum, they do not talk about prenatal care. They do not talk about the emotional damage that is done when you have sex when you're 14, 15. And yet it's in the curriculum. You gotta call me. I'll send you the whole thing. I've got pictures. I had to start taking screenshots because they changed things. Anyway, I'm going on way too long. Thank you, and I expect to see you on the corner. Thank you.